I fucked up the eyebrows again, didn't I? Yep, there it is. Yep, okay. Hello, everybody out there in Twitch and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic Wednesday. It is hump day, so go ahead and celebrate however you see fit. Throw your gyrations in whatever direction you want. So long as the direction is consenting, we are happy. Before we jump into the action, I would first like to say, if you are watching this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those interactions help us out so very much. If you're interested in joining this game or many others like it, please consider joining our Patreon, where we do have tiers available for the people who wish to join in. I do warn everybody not to get ahead of yourselves. Join at one of the lower tiers, inquire about the community, learn about it a little bit, and set up a one-on-one so that we can get you in on some of the action and fun. Now, usually, I will immediately transition over to all of the players, but right now we are doing something a little different. If you watch the title, you will see that this is our session 0 for a brand new campaign that we are running on Wednesday evenings. Today, we are introducing a brand new world. Now, the name of the world that all of you are on, I am not going to say. That is up to the players to reveal it if they wish to do that, but I'm not going to name it. But this is a new continent, discovered off of the far shores of the primary continent where everybody came from. This land seemed to have already had inhabitants inside of it. Many individuals who seem to have a much more natural state of living, or just didn't much care for progress like the main continent does. They have their own forms of spirituality, worship, and their own ways of dealing with things. However, none of them by any means would be, as you could describe, as savage. They were all very progressive. They were all very educated in their own rights. They just did not prioritize information the same way that this other continent did. The new inhabitants who traveled here first talked to the lyra, the individuals who stayed on an island with some pretty decent looking huts. Surprisingly, that they managed to survive through all of the storms that ripple through the ocean on the far reaches periodically throughout the year. The lyra welcomed these foreigners into their land and even offered them the opportunity to settle, seeing that more individuals seeking a new start, a new world, would be able to enjoy themselves as they would like. The only thing that they forewarned about was to never disrespect the name of this location, for this name was chosen a very long time ago, and only the people of lyra know exactly why. This world, this continent, is called Comorder. Now, all of these events happened roughly 36 years ago, give or take. And over time, people have sailed back home. They have strived to get more and more advances over to this continent, but there's been a few hiccups along the way. You see, the first large settling of people from the main continent that came over here were called the Kegada. The Kegada did not wish for anybody to come over to this land and disrespect it, or to try to enforce the laws of this foreign world that they were all leaving upon it. So they built up a snare inside of one of the canals that lead to the primary section of this continent. The Kegada police this area, having a fantastic underwater gate that they can summon up easily to stop anybody from traversing through with too large of a vessel. They watch it very carefully, and because many people are former criminals or just people who had bad rumors about them and wanted to start a new life, they're incredibly hesitant to anybody who waves the main continent's flag without Kegada knowing about them beforehand. So, progress over here has been slow. Only the people who really really wanted to fight for it were able to come here. And when I say fight for it, they're not physically fighting. They're just trying to survive, fighting to survive, and make their own way in this world. Now, over the last 36 years, people have spanned out across Comorder very far, starting to build their own habitats, their own locations for them to call their society and to organize a government. One of these such locations is actually where we will be starting today. Boop, boop. Oh. Now, Alona is a beautiful, large structure that really points to the determination of the people who moved here to Comorder. With a population of over 130,000 people, it is by far the largest settlement on all of Comorder. It is governed through a confederation of each community that calls Alona their home, as well as the communities that neighbor around it that built into Comorder as best as possible. One representative of each district is present in this confederation at all times. And each of these representatives always have an apprentice, somebody that they're training to replace them when they inevitably can no longer fill the representative's role. Now, this is not a perfect system by any means. We all know the corruption and fallacy of mortality, greed. As such, there are certain precautions put into place here in Alona to ensure that the Confederation is never tampered with, sullied, or corrupted. There is an organization. Some people refer to them as the Karmic Justice. Some people refer to them as non-existent because there's no way that they actually exist. But their official name is the Threefold. They watch the representatives of this confederation in secrecy. They integrate into their lives, befriending them, serving them, being hospitable to them, but always watching to be sure that the moment a representative steps out of line and does something not meant for everyone else, they kill them. Now, there are no Threefold members that live inside of the walls of Alona who are known. The moment that they are found out, they are dispersed back into the world to become exiled to ensure that their life and their choice was made for no other reason than to assure that Alona and Comorder can grow as a safe and happy home for all. Now, not everything is so politically driven around here. The average individual really doesn't care much about the Confederation. They just know to treat everybody with respect, treat everybody happily, and to traverse around with them well. Each of these organizations or districts go about their own business and do their own things, but they still have the expectation to decide who their representative is going to be, but every 4 years. Some of these districts are known for having a beautiful casino, being populated with the native Balari people, having shops of very unique origin and miscellaneous oddities. Some are religious in nature, trying to shepherd individuals who are seeking redemption or who just need help getting back off their feet into this new, strange world that everybody has found. Another district, Shanti's Rim, an eastern district that connects itself to the open waters inside of the Brackwater. They handle all of the shipping and import that actually comes through here. There's quite a lot. And they maintain their warehouses very well to be sure that nothing gets lost, nothing gets stolen, and that everybody gets what they need. Mostly the very rich individual who own them, some of which are not calling Comorder their home. but all of these districts coexist fairly easily. None of them really have much of a blight with one another. There's no need for such a trivial thing as that. Now, we begin our campaign with two individuals. One of you is waking up, stretching deeply against your bed. Very soft silk sheets that were encapsulating you. The beautiful feathered mattress. A little prickly at points, but that helps you wake up a little faster. As you stand leaning off the side of your bed and look over at your ally lying on a rug. I'm not sure how they are clothed, but we'll start with Kate. Please describe yourself for everybody to see. We do not own any of this art, by the way.
No, I own this art.
Oh, he owns this art, by the way.
Yeah. Stands about 6'1", 150 pounds, tall, stringy, kind of. What's the word?
Scrawny.
Scrawny. Scrawny is a good word. Long hair that go. Very long hair, blonde, bright blue eyes, pale skin. Very hasn't seen a hard day's work kind of skin. Generally looks like a fop. That's the best way to describe it.
A flop.
That's what I said, didn't I? Fop?
Yeah, but I don't get the reference.
Stereotypical bard.
Oh, okay then.
Basically a bard.
Glamorous.
Yes.
Fergalicious, some might say.
That's
Dandy.
Yes.
So, you start stretching and you look over at your friend, companion, ally, however you describe them. Galen, would you like to describe yourself and also change your Zoom image unless that's what your character looks like in this game?
Oh. Sorry. Galen is about 6 feet, muscular, good looking, with long brown hair that's kind of tangled up. He's passed out in some rough sheets on the floor. He's not used to soft beds and prefers rougher surfaces. He actually has clothes on.
That was a very important statement. Thank you.
Because he's not Gabe. And he just passed face down on a pillow, snoring a bit.
So, we start with the two of you. Walk us through your day with one another. How you usually begin, what you do, how you interact with the city.
Morning. Do you want shower first, or can I have it first?
Go ahead. I was up late or early or whatever.
Okay, I'll be out in 30 minutes.
You walk over towards the large trunk at the end of your bed. Or, sorry, this bed that you are staying in. You don't own it. And you lift it open, grabbing out all of your fine toiletries, your brush, your comb, your razor, specifically for shaving. Probably a razor for each part that you have to shave if you're that type of man. You said dandy, I'm assuming. And you get all of your niceties, including your very, very soft scrubby. It is a hand meant to exfoliate your skin as you clean yourself. It's a marvelous purchase that you made not very long ago.
I couldn't have got it now. Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
So you step out into the hallway, and you look at either side of you where the morning servants of the inn have already begun doing their rounds. One of them walks up to you and hands you a warm towel. Here you go, sir. Bright and early for you. I hope it's reasonable enough for you.
Thank you.
Very good, sir. And they stand to the side and just gesture down the hall.
I will proceed forward, and I'll go to the shower and do necessities, morning necessities.
Yep. And during this time, Galen, you sleep for 30 minutes, and then your brain just stops you from sleeping any further. Just in the back of your mind, you have that worry wart of not having money. Even though you have Cade, you still don't really have money.
Yeah, I roll over a bit and kind of Paul looking for my bag of coin I earned last night. Stud muffin, where's my gold?
You look up on top of the armoire is a puma, a large jungle cat, just lying on top of it, and it pulls out your coin purse and flicks it over towards you.
Okay, thank you. He looks in his coin purse. He's not supposed to have any gold, so I assume it's empty.
It's not empty. You do have a little bit of money on you, just not a whole lot. Oh, it's empty. Oh, your backgrounder doesn't give you money. Yeah, it's empty.
Okay, this is my bag. Where is the coins that were in it?
Oh.
Fuck, didn't I get gold from last night?
They shake their head no.
Yeah. I really need to get paid before working, not after.
He shakes his head, nodding.
You know how whatsoever.
They shrug and keep napping. You went with a cat, buddy. So, you head out into the hallway, I assume.
Yeah. I get up, throw the empty coin purse at Stud Muffin, and head to the showers.
All right. As you head in there, you do see Cade is just finishing up their morning routine as they go through it. You hear the same tune that they're always singing every morning. I don't understand how people are morning people. I'm sure you can't either, but for some reason, Cade seems happy.
What time you got in here? You been ready for the day almost? At this point, he's just combing his hair. He's at the point where he's just combing hair. You know, the knots out.
Yeah, Galen just pulls off his tunic and everything and heads into the showers. What's the plan for today?
Well, I was first planning to go by the pound and go to see the temple. Then after that, I had to go see a small shop in Cisco. I have to go see this small apothecary. I need to pick up some supplies, some beauty supplies.
And how much money do you have left over this? The city is...
I have enough. I have plenty enough. So after that, we're thinking of going to see if maybe I can find a friend and maybe help us out. Go to the board, see if we can earn some more wealth. What are you thinking?
Sounds fine to me. My usual work doesn't seem to be getting me very far lately.
Yeah, I noticed that. Don't worry. With a good few jobs on the board, we'll be living the most lavish style we can.
I just went through my tummy.
We can go get breakfast. We can go get breakfast right after this. Let me finish braiding my hair, and then we'll go eat.
Galen just rolls his eyes as he's sinks into the shower, which I didn't know D&D had showers, but
So, Alona is an interesting progressive city. When you're in the proper areas, closer towards the edge of Shanti's Rim, where it would meet Parlour, or inside of Parlour itself, there are these nicer inns and establishes that have plumbing. Now, it's not heated where you're at. You guys aren't that frugal. Or, I mean, sorry, stupid with your money. Um, but it does have pressurized water that can shoot from the wall, which, I mean, everyone else seems to take their time while they're here, Galen. It's really weird. For you, it's a quick process. 3 minutes, in and out, done. Easiest thing in the world.
yeah, he's used to living in the wild. All this nice crap he could care less about if Cade wasn't paying for it.
So, off to the temples. Well, first let's go get breakfast. You have anything you want this morning in particular?
Food. I'm sorry.
Yep.
I was up late last night. Dwarves,
It's
alcohol.
it's good. It's good. We'll go get some food. Do we have food downstairs? Do I remember?
They do serve food for the back patio. Breakfast always has to be ordered ahead of time if you want to not wait for it. Inside of this establishment, there how do I put this? The cheapest dish you'll find is 1 silver.
There's this bakwa restaurant nearby we can go to. It's like a nice food bakwa restaurant. You want to go there?
If you're paying, sure.
Hey, don't worry, I will pay. That's what we'll go do for breakfast.
So you exit out of your lavished inn. Sorry, it is not a tavern. They serve alcohol, but it's to the guests that are eating or to room service. It's not a tavern at all. And as you walk out into the streets, you see a couple of the town's criers already beginning their morning routes of describing the fantastic news of what is transpiring across Commodore, across the area. You see the individuals who are walking around selling whatever loose goods they could either find, procure, or scavenge from Shanti's Rim, wreckages, the books, the local forest, and trying to sell them as they walk around. Now, all of this is perfectly legal, and it's even expected, where you're allowed to sell whatever you want so long as you're not trying to hurt people. So, as you walk past, you do see individuals are trying to pawn off apples, bananas, oranges, cabbage. There is a cabbage vendor, and I have a feeling their life is going to become very tedious thanks to all of you. Walking past Cade, you do notice that there's an individual sitting on a street bench, kind of just keeping an eye on everybody. You recognize immediately that this individual appears to be somebody associated with the Ludency, but discreet, undercover for some reason.
I just give him a quick look and keep following Cad.
So, you continue following around, and you walk down the street even further, starting to go over some of the bridges that separate this section from the others. The larger bridge that's cobbled, meant for people to bring their horses, their chariots, their large wagons across as easily as they want, and underneath that, running intersection. What's horizontal? What's it called when something goes through?
Perpendicular.
That's perpendicular? All right, I fucked that up earlier.
Yeah,
so
parallel doesn't.
Yeah, parallel is the same.
This,
Perpendicular. So underneath the bridge is a perpendicular, much wider looking dirt road that has all of the individuals who are going about their business, some individuals that choose not to stay at Found if they can help it, for some reason. Some of them might even be criminals, but there's no judgment there. People gotta do what they gotta do to survive sometimes. And even as you cross over that bridge, you do hear some of the bit more eccentric individuals down below. Selling muffin tops! Got the bottoms for extra!
Do you want to get a muffin before we go to the restaurant? What are you thinking, Caleb?
Sure.
We'll go get a muffin before.
Alrighty. So you jump off the bridge, very nimbly sliding down one of the ladders that are directly leading down to this lower area, and you look around, peering for the individual who is selling the muffin tops. Roll me a perception check. It takes you a few moments, and you kind of get lost looking for a bit as someone else walks by and goes, "You want some beets? We got some beets."
Do you see the person with the muffin tops? That's what
The muffin woman, she always gets the good ones. And he just scoffs away, and you hear then, "Muffin tops? Muffin tops. Bottoms are extra."
I'll go to the sound of the voice.
You head over to the muffin woman, and she looks up at you and kind of is hunched over slightly. She appears to be some type of sea elf or Triton. You're not very familiar with the culture or community, so it's best not to assume. As she looks up at you and goes, "Want a muffin top?" And she holds up a top of a muffin, and in the other hand, you see that there's the bottom part.
We'll take two.
Oh, that kind of bottom. I was wondering what you were talking about.
You want two tops or a top and a bottom?
Two tops. We're just going right before breakfast.
She goes over towards a tiny little stall, and she looks across. So we have apricots, we have blueberry, we have chocolate.
I'll take an apricot.
Yeah.
I'll take a chocolate.
Very well. And she rips off the tops of them and hands them over. That'll be 1 copper each.
I'll hand over 1 copper each.
All
I'll
right, so
hand over
2 copper.
Yes.
She takes them. Yes.
Uh,
Now,
Good.
you didn't get these from me. My husband would be very upset if he knew I stole them.
Shall we go off to breakfast, Caleb? Off to breakfast.
You didn't get them from me!
Galen breaks off a piece and holds it out to Stud Muffin.
Stud Muffin takes the bigger piece out of your hand.
Hey! Damn cat.
That's a big kitty. Are you any good at eating rats, kitty? What language did you give Stud Muffin?
I didn't know I was supposed to give him a language. Same language as me, so...
Common?
Yeah.
Okay. Stud Muffin looks over and goes, "Well, I mean, I don't fancy them or anything, but I can certainly eat." "Oh, you're one of those fancy awakened kitty cats. Well, I tell you what. If you want a bunch of rats, I can tell you a great place. I'm sure very few of them are even diseased if you want to eat them as well." And you guys are probably walking off around now.
Stud Muffin! Let's go!
Yeah, of course. No problem. And they just saunter over towards you and leave. You climb back up the ladder to the main bridge, crossing over deeper into... What type of place are you going to again?
In a Bakwa restaurant.
What the fuck is a bakwa?
I want to know how Stud Muffin gets up that ladder.
Remember?
Cat, climb.
Oh.
Gray. Remember Gray?
I know Gray. That's a character.
Gray's people.
Oh, Abakwa. Okay, cool. So it's one of the, so you're heading over to Shishko. Gotcha. One of the indigenous dishes.
Right. Yep, we're going to get to an Bakwa restaurant.
So you cross over out of Shanti's Rim and begin heading over towards Shishko at one of the entrances. Now, when I say entrances, really you could squeeze in the tight alleyways in some of the homes, but that's not really comfortable for Galen in particular. So it's easier just to walk further down where they actually have a street that leads in there. And as soon as you walk by, there's all of these magnificent, delicious smells that hit you. Some of them are savory, some of them are sweet, others are, you can't really describe it, but it makes you kind of hungry and nauseated at the same time. And people are just selling things as you walk by. You could easily pick up from any vendor who is selling something. Or you could go to a sit-down restaurant.
I don't have him. Galen whispers to Stub Muffin, I don't have any money, so don't go stealing some people's food.
You want me to go steal people's food?
No, I do not want you stealing people's food, so don't go snatching anything.
What makes you think you can tell me what to do?
You're my familiar?
You're mine. You wanted a cat.
And cat form right now. Do what I tell you to do, or I'll turn you into a dog. Don't give me that look.
The show continues.
As you walk by, you hear people shouting, "Falafel! We have falafel!" Someone else shouts, "Waffles! We have waffles!" And you just keep walking through, picking up whatever you would like. Now, there is a localized seating bench close to a fairly decent park that usually you can piece together a meal from multiple vendors as you walk past very easily. To get yourself a beautiful, nice meal in this district for 2 people, that's going to run you close to 4 copper.
I will pay the 4 copper for us.
Alrighty. And the 2 of you find a nice little bench and you sit down at it, and, well, of course, Cade, it's probably a little inconvenient that they don't have a umbrella at this bench.
Yeah.
Galen holds the food far away from Stub Muffin.
I shall eat and watch the show with Galen and Stub Muffin, as every morning.
As per usual. Now, as you continue in this manner, you do hear the town's criers starting to shout out about multiple different interesting, important news that is transpiring around here. So, I would like you to roll me a perception check, Kate, since you probably care about news as a rich person. Seems about right. It's very comical watching Stud Muffin try to steal the other part of the muffin off the table as Galen is trying to eat a waffle. It's really annoying, but kind of entertainingly annoying watching the 2 of them.
Yeah, once I see him, I eat the muffin real quick.
He's going for the muffin again.
Dog, watch out.
He's going for it, and he's not.
Where you hate dogs too.
I don't care either way. I would prefer the dog, but I got a cat out of you.
Rolls its eyes and just crawls under the table and naps. So anyway, after your nice morning breakfast, where do you go next?
Is there any temple you want to visit before we go start the day?
So, when have I ever cared about temples?
It's polite to ask, at least. You never know. You can pick up a faith any day. Could have been yesterday, could have been tomorrow. You can pick up a faith.
Yeah, that's doubtful. I'm good to go.
Okay, just let me go stop at the Temple of Lyra and be quick.
Alrighty. So, Lyra, being the third largest source of worship here in Alona, is not just a simple temple, but an entire section of the Found District. Nope, that's not the music we need right now. So, you head out, and you start getting closer and closer towards Lyra's temple. A beautiful large corner inside of Found that is on the northern reach of it. Far away from Parlor, far away from everything, with the largest towers inside of all of Found. Found, for anybody watching, is the district itself, where most of the religious sects have their worship stationed. Now, you walk over and you see the very large, pale, sandy-colored stone structures, creating these large walls, and the beautiful round silvered tops crafted marvelously. Cade, last month, those round tops were actually triangular, as they had a different artist come through, or a different architect come through to construct something new for them. They do this every 6 or 7 months or so. It is part of their faith to reinvest into art as often as possible and give individuals the opportunity to express that art wherever they would like to. Beauty needs to be expressed at all times under Lyra's specific religion. Now, as you walk up the front gates, immediately they do have a what do you call those things? The bowls where people can give donations.
I don't know the exact name of
They have
a tithe bowl.
Yes, a tithe bowl. They have one up at the front. Just anybody who passes through, they ask that you give some type of offering.
I put in 1 gold.
Well, and as you place it in there, it slides down into the wall, probably to some type of safeguarded location to stop people from trying to steal, as Lyra's worshippers are usually the most giving. So, you walk past the first primary walls, and you see that there's another large section of walls, these ones colored like the morning sky, with the sun, the moon falling in the horizon, one of those faded out moons that you can still see during the day that just so beautiful. The beautiful horizon of the ocean and the green forests and lush farmlands outside of the city. This is a new mural. Different from yesterday. Somebody must have came through and done it. And of course, you look beside that where the artist's name is currently written. Every piece here is accredited to the artist at all times.
Oh. What's the artist's name?
This individual is Trani.
Trani. Good work. I like the use of colors.
And as you're admiring it, you see another individual is currently painting a different section of the inside of the wall, just whatever they would like. They are currently writing in very big, bold, predominant letters across what appears to be Parlor, the governing district of Alona. And on these letters, they are writing, "You suck." And graffiti is considered art as well to Lyra's people.
Good morning.
Person looks back at you. Morning! Throwing a little bit of loose paint as they climb back up their ladder and keep trying to paint it in as best as possible.
Have you seen where the local pastor is?
Yeah, they're all inside. I got their permission to write this, by the way.
I have no issue.
Cool. And just keeps, drawing "you suck" over Parlor.
Just going to keep on walking. Many of the faith comes from many kinds.
So, you walk further in, and now you've actually entered into the plaza itself. This large circular building, which is honestly an oddity to behold. This beautiful structure that somehow they made into what appears to be a perfect 360-degree round circle with a dome, single panel glass ceiling. Inside of the glass, there are tiny gems or gem dust sprinkled around. You've never been up there to look because it's like 80, 90 feet above you. But it just sparkles brightly and sends almost like a slight disco vibe through the entirety of this inside area. And I say slight because it's very subtle, just the glisten and gleaming that accents people and accents anything that is on display. Inside of this main section of this temple, this is where they have all of the most prized and beautiful art that they can commission on display. You see pieces that have been here for 20 years, never once being moved because nothing has compared to its glory thus far. You see pieces made from children on display, just like a proud parent would put on a fridge, and just giving homage over toward them. Very beautiful displays of ornate, maybe even enchanted armors on display around here. And everything is just unbelievably ostentatious.
Beautiful.
You watch as an individual approaches up to you. You know them as one of the many, many pastors here. Their name is Tal'Dorei. It is a slender, elven man, very thin, with hair braided backwards in a very long braid that they droop over their shoulder. They're wearing what appears to be a mesh of silk linens in a toga style.
Good morning, Tywor.
Good morning. What can I do for you today, Mr. Cade? And Galen, wondrous to see you.
I am here for morning prayer. Just doing morning prayer before I go about my day.
I'm here to keep his ass out of trouble.
As he normally does.
You know, Galen, we still have open mic nights every Wednesday if you are interested in participating in some slam poetry. You are one of the most vocally beautiful individuals that have come across this area. And the way that you describe things so majestically yet fearlessly could be very tear-jerking to many of us. Galen, you're not sure what it is about the people that worship here. It's impossible to tear them down. It's not like their self-confidence is super high, but they treat everybody else so incredibly well that you just can't seem to make them hurt mentally.
I telepathically ask Snemuffin, is he messing with me?
No, this is just how they are.
Thanks, I'll keep that in mind.
They nod at you and bow very deeply. It would be marvelous.
Do you know what rooms are in operation right now for morning prayer? We're good, just 15-minute prayer I'll be doing today.
Please, anywhere you would like. And with Lyra, it is not a formal kneeling prayer or anything such as that. The praying process is the appreciation of beauty.
I'm just going to go about a 15-minute prayer for this morning.
All right.
Before heading back the exact way we came, back to the Shisco district.
So, in order to commit to your prayers, you wander around these beautiful walls and halls and have to contemplate the true meaning behind all of this artistry, the meaning as to what they mean by suck, and contemplate this and try to relate to this individual in some manner so that you can build that better connection and appreciation with all.
I'm appreciating the anti-authoritarianism of this art.
Galen just sits down and Snemuffin pushes into his hand to get rubs.
You think they did the art dripping? You think they did it drip for a simple meaning? You think they had meaning with the paint drip?
The kid who did it looks over at you, kind of confused, just like shakes their head and walks off with their paint.
They've had to at the meeting. It has been done by an expert.
So.
Well, now off to the morning wood.
Speaking of the morning wood, I was really hoping that Asa would be here in time for us to introduce all of you, but it's okay. We shall adapt, everybody. So, over towards the Shisco district, where many of the individuals live much more free and liberating lives by their own belief system. Constructing their businesses, sure, but conducting them exactly how they see fit. Following food regulations, sure, but adding a little bit more spice, even if certain people around this area don't like it, they'll deal. And all of the beautiful, tight shops that are within inches of one another, if not connected directly by, in every single inch of this incredibly packed district. It's hard to look around or move without individuals bumping into you, and one of the unfortunate things that you have to keep in mind is the primary bazaar. You do have to be mindful of your coin purse. The wisest of individuals hide it on their persons in the regions of themselves that nobody would dare touch for fear of losing your arms. For in Alona, it has been a past bill for a long time. Groping in this area, punishable by losing your hands. No problem at all. Same thing with sexual harassment. Losing your tongue. And the people who have to experience it, if they so wish, can be the ones that execute. No problem. So long as they have a witness, of course. But anyways, as we begin further back from where the other two were, first thing in the morning, Gray, you wake up and begin your process. Now, you having quite possibly one of the oddest shops in the entire district. Whereas everybody else has these eccentric, bold colors, trying to advertise as brightly as possible to as many individuals as they can, your shop is what they would describe as subtle, discreet. Now, tell us exactly how you wake up, please.
So, you know how everyone has that like corner of the room where they throw their clothes into a big pile? That starts moving. And so only it's kind of in a hammock. It's a low-hanging hammock. And she gets up. She is a Bakwan, which translates into drow. Dark gray skin, white hair, and she stretches, making sure she avoids the cobweb that's over here, because that spider has eggs, so we don't want to disturb that nest too much.
Do you own this art, or no?
Yes.
I do not.
Oh, talking
sorry.
about. Right. Okay. We do not own this art.
And so she pulls up the hood over her head, kind of pulls out the white hair underneath, makes sure that the strip of cloth covering her scarred face and missing eyes relatively in place. And she's got these long scratches down the side of her face. The clothing that she's wearing is a mix of a Bakwan, a mix of the newcomers, with the long silks that kind of flow over it, but also really sturdy leather armor on there as well. And very slow getting up, she's tall for an elf with long limbs, kind of awkward looking, and makes her way over and starts, just kind of nudges the kettle over the fire with her foot to get the water started. And she goes along each line of the shelves that are just stacked on top of one another, on top of another. And there's a bottle here, and there's a bottle here, and there's a bottle here with who knows what in it. Some of it's covered in dust. Some of it's covered in mold, which he actually uses later. And then the one notable thing about this particular shop, though, is that there are skulls of creatures around, other like vertebrae hanging almost like a wind chime. And if a bug gets in, it's another companion. It is as welcome as it could be.
So, as you have begin rummaging around your average day, having to slam against the pipe a couple of times in order for the water to begin flowing, you're so far away from the primary plumbing source. It's tedious to have to deal with. It usually takes you a few tries to get water that's not brown. Still tastes a little metallic.
We'll just have to boil that later. Actually, that's iron. That can be used. And goes over and starts to put it into something so that it could evaporate. She could get the iron out of it.
So, as you are doing all of this, upstairs, the two of you had a very long, tedious night. Neither of you really sure where the other was, but Gray is awake early, banging around, and now neither of you can fucking sleep. Which of the two of you would be the first one bothered by this? I assume Flea?
Yeah, I mean, Flea's not overly bothered, but he'd wake up and... I wake up and pop a good berry from the evening before, get dressed, and head downstairs to start sweeping up the floor.
Would you like to describe what you look like?
Sure. Flea is a halfling, about 2'10", 2'11", maybe 37 pounds. Looks very young. He's got brown eyes, black wavy hair, caramel color skin. He is... he seems slightly skittish if you go to talk to him, but not standoffish.
So, as you begin crawling out of a hammock, a bunk,
I actually crawl out from underneath Forrest's bed. Like under the bed, from under the bed.
And for comedy's sake, Forrest, you step out immediately on his thigh as he is crawling out.
Oh, Felician. Why must you do this every time?
I just feel safer there, brother. You know.
No, don't open the blinds. Just go in the dark. I don't.
Are you sure? They're just right there. I can.
No, don't. Whatever you do not open the blinds. I need.
All right.
Need a bit of silence.
Now, would you like to describe yourself? Presumably,
yeah.
I'm not sure what type of brothers you are, but as somebody with a brother, I assume as he's complaining, you're opening the blinds.
I'm actually pulling out a book from my backpack.
Ah. Wow, you're a caring and endearing brother. That's odd.
Thank you, Felician. I'm going to probably study today, but so Forrest has fairly like medium long hair. It's looked like it hasn't been washed probably in 5 days. Starting to get that funk where it starts to stick up by itself. You don't need anything to put it in. Grayish kind of white hair. He kind of slicks it back when he gets up. That's this way it stays in. He wears just kind of simple garb to sleep in right now. He's not in anything crazy. I mean, he's staying in right now, so it's a very like long, almost drapey kind of top that kind of like ties up in the top and just kind of hangs low and all this stuff. It's definitely been worn and used a lot. This definitely seems like what he wears when he is inside. Probably has quite a hasn't shaved in like a day or two, probably because he hasn't been outside of the room at all. And
Can relate.
And Flea appears to be 2'10", 2'11" halfling. And how tall are you? And
oh yes, I am human, very human, and like 5'8", 5'9". Not too like he's not muscular or anything else like that. Like doesn't really. I mean, he might work out a little bit, but it's not to like. He's not trying to. Like,
definitely has more. He's definitely bulkier than Flea is. Flea's very skinny.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, indeed. So yeah, it's kind of like, Felician, I know you want to go downstairs. Just please leave the blinds closed. If you hear anything up here, don't be alarmed. I'm just practicing a few things. Tell Miss Gray she does not need to come up here. There's nothing to be alarmed about, so do not bother me.
Yes, I'll remember to tell her. And here's a book for you that I found last night.
Found me a book.
And here's a berry, a good berry, just to help get us through the day, just in case.
Yes, a berry. Yes, thank you. It's good because you're giving it to me. Thank you, Felician. I do appreciate that. Yeah. Have a good day. I'm going to dabble in a few things. There's a lot of like hissing in the background of like apothecary stuff, like high pressure happening from stuff that's kind of on fire, a lot of bubbling. There's strange noises, like there might be some animals in there that shouldn't be in the room. Because I'm assuming we have like this attic almost. It's just like this dark attic.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine, yeah. I mean, Flea can walk around the majority of it without crouching, but if you're not like dead center in the attic, you're like hunched. It's one of those
like an attic that's turned into like a room almost, like some places. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Relative room. Yeah. I mean,
I stay in the middle. It's
Gray's handiwork.
Yeah.
I've been casting mending whenever I can.
I'll check on you around noon. I'll be back around noon.
Thank you, Felician. Have a good day.
Do
you want Munin to come with you? And there's all of a sudden just like kind of like there's a movement up in the like rafter of the attic of a raven that has kind of these like, you can kind of see like these like outlines that look like almost knots and like circular symbols that kind of run down the body. Kind of like stars are in the feathers and stuff that kind of gives off that it's definitely not a regular raven.
So, Flea, would you like to have chosen the genre or book, or would you rather roll a d10 and find out what you grabbed?
Oh, for last night, it's a d10. I didn't look too carefully.
Very well. Please roll me a d10.
A 2.
Very well.
I look at the book.
It appears to be a children's book. It is called Goat and the Bird.
Felician, where did you acquire this riveting novel? I'm not saying that, you wouldn't. It's a great gesture. I do appreciate it. But
it was just someone lost it. I just found it sitting there. Anyway, I'll check on you around noon. And I summon the raven. Not like summon, but
Ha!
He'll go with.
It's a burn odor that never works.
Kind of flies down, and he'll just kind of like grab onto Felician's shoulder and just kind of stay with him, or just hover behind him.
Yeah.
So, Gray, as you're currently picking out the iron from the water, you do hear the soft, quiet, small footsteps that you can immediately relate to Flea. Of course, their entire conversation you heard upstairs because this place is not insulated whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
You probably hear some like a as he's like walking across the boards up top.
Yeah.
Yep.
Little bits of dust drifting
Yes.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
Forrest, do you have prestidigitation?
Yeah.
No dust.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Why would there be dust?
Good point. Yep, there is no dust. Yeah, keep it clean. Mm-hmm.
Sure. Uh-huh.
When you remember. Just...
When I remember. So yeah, Forrest is probably up there. You might hear like clinking of some very small bottles that are being unstopped and tested, a little bit of things that probably shouldn't be drank. And Forrest is starting into messing with some components of different things while he's practicing some magic up top.
Yeah. Gray will hear the and then just be like, I gotta work on this anti-poison, alright. And like goes into like scrapes off some of the mold and like climbs into this chair, and she has like the worst posture of like any being like in creation, and she's just working in the, like with the pestle and mortar, just grinding that out, and she's like, gonna need some wormwood. And like climb repeats the whole process but in reverse, and then gets down and goes and gets it, climbs back up, and has like a foot on the table that she's like working on, like trying to. And in the meantime, there's just like a scarab will run across her shoulders, and she'll just like, okay, and like just keep going back to what she's doing.
And Flea, what do you do when you first wake up and begin helping?
So I'm going to go down and grab the broom and just try to sweep. I don't really say anything to Gray unless she says something first. Just trying to stay out of her way and just be quiet and straighten up things and sweep, getting the shop ready for the day for customers and whatnot.
So I hear that Forrest is trying some new things. You might want to go and goodness, what is it? That was the last time. That was Belladonna. That was the last one. You might want to get some cinnamon out and mint as well, because that might help with the nausea later.
Oh, sorry, Miss Gray. I didn't mean to disturb you, but yes, I'll let my brother know. And if you hear anything up there, just it's okay.
There's a slight pop, like a firework just went off, like a little firecracker. Just.
Does he know that wood is flammable? Because it's wood up there.
Flea just kind of looks up. Sure.
Don't set my shit on fire! Goes back to...
No response.
So, after about 20 minutes of you trying to scrape together the materials that Forrest will inevitably need, Gray, you hear a very, oh yeah, your passive is stupid. Yeah, you hear a very loud... Sounds like a rumbling stomach.
Is that mine?
I mean, you're a little hungry, but you're not, like, that hungry.
I will listen in and see if I can figure out where it's coming from.
All right, roll me a perception check. So, you're fully aware that Flea feeds Forrest, but sometimes Forrest forgets to eat for a couple of days while working, and that clearly seems to be coming from him. And you're not sure how he doesn't hear it.
Eat, you idiot! And like bangs on the roof of the thing.
Forrest, now that you think about it, it might have been like 2 days since you've eaten.
As I'm working and the bang happens, and I've been putting together this amalgamation of some, it's like a large amount of bat guano mixed with some sulfur. And as I'm putting it together, there's just a explosion where I'm at. I can't cast Fireball yet, but I'm practicing casting Fireball.
Yeah, so misfire.
Yeah,
on
it's like a
yourself.
misfire because it's just too much of the combination of all of it. So there's a large explosion, and you all probably see light, like heat from like one of the holes. Oh God!
Where did you get the guano from? Because I need some.
You're not hearing anything right now. There's just a large bang, and he's like gone down to the ground. But he's up above, like he's no one's coming. He hasn't responded. Just a very large explosion.
Gray will pick up. She has a scarab that's encased in amber, and she'll like put it in her pocket, and like climb the stairs, knock on the door. Hey, I need guano. Where did you get it from?
You do see a little bit of smoke rolling out from underneath the door frame.
And then we'll like lean against the door.
Oh, it opens.
All right, and we're just starting to cast mending
it's completely like pitch black in here. So, but there are blinds and stuff, I'm assuming.
However, because drow, pitch black doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're good. We're like, all right.
It's low light because of some candles.
Yeah.
It's like she's just walking along and casting. Like she'll get to a spot and just like start mending.
Luckily, it is not on fire, but it is smoky as all hell up here.
Yes, Miss Gray.
Mr. Forrest.
How are you? It's not too bad. Usually if Felician would come up here, he'd throw open the blinds, blinding me, since I haven't come out of the dark in the past 2 days, but
it's alright. Just tell me where you got the guano, and then we'll pretend like this didn't have it.
Felician gave it to me.
Flay! Where did you get the guano?
I'm like hiding a bat cage.
Sled hand that shit. She has a stupid passive.
Yeah.
I got it from Sam.
Yeah, no. She sees the cage.
You just hear them freaking out inside the cage. Oh, God.
The winged
Sam.
spawn of Satan!
They kind of take off inside of the attic a little bit.
Fun fact, bats can actually collapse their bodies to 6 centimeters thin.
They're out of the cage.
Come here. And she's just like trying to get them back.
Animal
We
handling,
will-
please.
It'll be on the ground in a moment.
Yeah, Flea?
Flea starts going and speaking to Sam the bat. And in
Dude, he's playing with my shit.
I know, but just try not to touch his hands. And
I don't know if
I've got a little.
He kind of like, I don't know if the guano was a bit older than I should have used. It needed to be newer.
Dude, he
That's
tasted my
great.
shit.
Gray reaches out and like
He kind of
grabs.
like spits to the side a little bit.
Gray reaches out and
doesn't
grabs.
eat it, just spits it.
Gray reaches out and grabs Forrest's hand and like smells it. Like, yeah, that's like 3 days, dude.
Yes.
Dude, I don't want to be here, Flea. Please let me go.
Oh, we'll go out tonight. I'll help you escape tonight.
Thank you.
Felician, I'm so glad you brought me on this path. It's really been great. It'll be very useful in the future. for any endeavors, mixing together a bit of bat guano and sulfur, and you roll it up into a ball, releasing it at a proper distance. I haven't got together the proper equation, the ratio right yet, but once you release it, it should allow for a greater explosion, from what I've been reading, that it should allow for a greater explosion and just...
Interesting, because...
I'm sure it'll hit you, brother.
Oh, no, I don't want it to hit me, but yes, I see what you're saying.
The idea you were trying to come up with.
Yes.
It'll...
So,
Yeah.
Actually, you've got any more of that sulfur too, because if you mix it with the eucalyptus and then you like extract all of the properties, that would be extremely flammable.
This is interesting. Or we put sulfur on. We have a device that can apply the sulfur to the person that I'm throwing this at.
While they're
I'll need to think about these things.
Yeah, Flea.
While they're
I'm like writing down into a
turn
book.
around and go downstairs and continue.
And she's like, okay, what else what other really flammable plants are there?
Miss Gray, I believe your office is downstairs. This is where we reside. This is in our contract that we created.
So,
the mystery.
Panning over to Flea, as you're downstairs, well before the two of them who are arguing, politely arguing, one-sidedly polite. Sorry. You do hear the front door kind of like slam open, as it always gets stuck. You're not quite sure why. It's just like it's at that slight angle where the door gets stuck in the frame. It's like everything in this shop, and you see the very ostentatious, pretty man who always comes here, followed by his not ostentatious, pretty guard that are always around. Cade and Galen.
Good morning, Flea.
Welcome, sir. How can
Is that
what can I
Cade?
do for you?
Well, I was going to ask where Miss Gray is, but I think I know the answer now.
As the two of you were approaching, you did see that the roof of this establishment was leaking smoke. But it wasn't white smoke, so I mean...
I guess your brother's still in the room?
Yeah, he and Miss Gray are up there heating things up.
Good morning, Miss Gray. Good morning, Mr. Forrest.
Morning, and not heating up like that. Hi. And she's like coming down, and like the smoke is just like billowing around where she goes. What can she like walks over, kind of like a little too close for comfort, especially because I mean they've been around enough to know her penchant for having bugs. She just like gets a little close. You haven't been sleeping well, Kate.
No, the hotel we've been at is a little... It's not as like home. Not as good as home. But I'm bearing through it as best I can.
Galen just rolls his eyes. But, and...
Such suffering. I see it.
So...
And as she leans in, you get... it's one of the few times that she's actually has the sleeves rolled up a little bit on her garments, and you can see fully Death's Head moth tattooed on one hand and another scarab on the other. Let's see. I mean, we can start with the usual. We can do the blend, the lavender and chamomile, and we could even do some sleep sorrel. That should help.
That would be very nice.
I actually have a balm with all of that and some nice beeswax. You take it and you like put it on your temples and then just behind your ears, and then it will knock you right out.
I would very much appreciate that. You also have the hair oil.
I do. You are in luck. That is the last one. And so she pushes an alligator skull out of the way, like reaches up behind here, pulls out the hair tincture and puts it on the thing. And she's like, is it? Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. And then she lifts up a cat skull, and there's the balm, and like puts it back down, and then comes back and puts it on the table.
Delightful.
Roll me a D100. I want to see what is haunting your shop. Okay.
So this will be another 2 gold, like last time.
Yeah, and Galen, right? Did you need any more of the that special salve that I made last time for you?
I don't have any money. Cad,
Don't worry, I'll add it.
and then Galen swats Stubmuffin's nose. No, don't eat anything in here. He
It just starts like sniffing around at every corner and crevice. Very curious creature.
much for the whole bundle, including Galen's stuff.
2 gold, 6 silver.
That's a deal.
Munion's going to be getting to mimic. Galen's don't eat any of that towards the cat.
Oh yeah, your crow?
My raven.
Don't
Yeah.
eat any of that.
Towards his cat.
Right, well, we're always here, and if you ever need a actual healing session, we are starting to take appointments for those. So,
I was wondering if I could speak to the brothers, if it's possible for me to speak to the brothers.
you probably have better luck.
Lee
with
sneaks
Lee.
away and tries to hide as soon as he hears that.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
All right.
I love it. I love it. It's
16.
16.
Gray notices.
mhm.
Nobody else does.
Wait,
That's the perception.
Yeah, I'm going off of passive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, I was wondering. Oh. Well,
Lee.
another explosion goes off.
She like looks in the exact corner where he's at.
I could use.
Yes, Miss Gray.
The customer has a
Oh,
request of you.
I'm sorry. Yes, sir. What can I? What can I do for you?
I'm looking to get a group together to go earn some wealth, and I would like to recruit you brothers for your talent. Boom. Yeah, your talent would be very much useful as another explosion goes off above us.
Yeah. Let me. I'll go. I'll go ask my brother, and Lee starts walking upstairs.
Tell him he's better be
I
mending
start
that.
putting on, because I can hear them, I start putting on this stuff that looks like the inside of the room that I have created so I can hide against the wall.
Would
Go ahead and roll
for
your
sure
stealth check, Forrest.
It's me practicing invisibility.
Oh.
I
You
will-
just hold up a portrait above you.
Yeah, I've created like a paint. I'm working on creating the background behind me, so I'm practicing that. So should I roll a stealth check?
Yes, please.
Oh, 18.
The brothers are good at this talent.
Flea, you get upstairs. Huh.
It's smoky and dark, and strangely, you can't see him there.
And you know for a fact he hasn't left this room in more than 2 days.
Yeah. The gentleman's downstairs, and
Felicia,
he wants to talk to you about.
Felicia,
But he wants to
don't
make you wealthy.
tell
That'll
them
help you
I'm
with
here.
your. I
They're all-
thought you needed money.
There also might be the chance of learning new knowledge. Put that in for the deal if he'll sway him in.
Send him up.
What he said. And I'll go running down the stairs. Yeah, he's upstairs. He said for all of you to go up, or for you to go up.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, brother. I accidentally said all.
Take the handkerchief out. I'll get Galen, sure, proceed. He'll take out a handkerchief and hold the handkerchief to his nose to block out most of the smoke.
Yep. As you get up there, it also helps with the smell of BO from somebody who has not left the room in more than 2 days.
Also, alchemical things and guano and everything else. Yeah,
those things
there's a
we
lot.
expect.
That's
True.
room.
The BO is the
Galen tells
It's quite dark.
Stun Muffin telepathically, stay on here and stay out of trouble.
As you walk by, there is a vial that just flies off the shelf and lands on the floor. Doesn't shatter, it just falls.
Just addressing.
Gray just like shakes her finger in the air and like picks it up and puts it back.
I'm gonna start like trying to see if it'll work me inching around the room a little bit, just if I can keep my invisibility up.
You don't have the spell yet, do you?
No, because I don't have third level. I have third level spell slots, but I'm practicing to like get third level spells.
Ah.
Yeah.
So, Cade, as you see him shimmy across the wall, it looked previously like the desk in the corner, but you see the desk is like inching and walking, and then there's another desk right there, and then you notice there's fingertips at the top of the section of the desk that is walking.
Yes. Forrest have Mr. Antics. Forrest. Mr. Forrest.
Sir, how may I assist you? Another balm for your hair, perhaps? Are we
No, I
something
get
wrong with our follicles?
no, I get that gray. My follicles will
Oh, they're going gray.
hopefully not anytime soon. Like yours.
Indeed, that would not be good.
Now, the last I heard, that bomb for his hair was a follicle fuck up.
What it was. It took me a long time to fix. But I live and learn about your expertise from that. How would you like to earn wealth and maybe some more exotic knowledge?
Wealth I can acquire if I so need be. Knowledge, yes, you are trying to tempt me based off of something I may want.
Of course.
What knowledge? I need some sort of...
Whatever we come across, maybe some arcane knowledge, maybe if we could find any exotic lands, maybe we could go to, with the wealth we acquire, go to a magical library, and I can use my connections to find you a nice wizard to give you a
it's fine. I don't need something like that. But yes, I will assist, seeing as I do need some supplies that will require some money, despite the fact that monetary value means very little to me. But the fact that money is necessary in some form of regard here, I will assist you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, that's glorious.
He just drops it and just kind of like reels back down into it. Good. And just starts walking past him, grabs his mask and just slaps him on the back. Let's go. Just puts his mask on.
What about the smoke?
It'll be fine.
You're gonna be spending the evening mending all this, you know that, right?
Oh, Miss Gray, would you like to come along?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention to your proposal for him. What is it?
Oh, we're going seeking wealth. We're going to the quest board, and I recruited the brothers to help me.
It is around this time, Gray, that one of the Ludency walks into your shop, walks directly up to you, tax notice for the shop, hands it to you.
I knew, because government paper sounds different.
Yes.
So she's like looking at it with like her one eye, which notably is like almost white over it because it was,
So the shop across the street from you, which is a beautiful boutique slash organic vegetable shop, kind of stepped on your territory when they moved in 2 years ago. Apparently, there are 3 complaints about the smell, the smoke that destroys their vision, the upkeep outside of the shop, and because of all of this, you're paying a lot more in taxes. In fact, you owe 250 gold in taxes this year. Last year, all you owed was 50. Not that you could afford either or.
Those are some nice vegetables. It'd be bad if someone buried them.
I believe that you have some payments due there, Miss Gray.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully you will get those paid in time, because I'd hate for me and Felician to lose our room and board that we have a set agreement upon.
Yeah, and I would lose the shop and everything
yes,
in
the
it.
shop as well would be gone. Yes, that is true.
All it would take is just to release a few cockroaches over there and it would wreak havoc. I might still do that.
Or some rats, badgers, weevils. Looks at Flea.
Weevils. Flea, I'm going to need you to talk to some weevils.
They are bugs, actually. They're not talking to Cade.
Forest mask, by the way, is like this worked gold almost metal mask that has like these like kind of almost, they look very like moon-like in their eyes. There's no like mouth feature or anything.
So it's like Sunrock, the Pokemon.
Kind of. I sent you guys what it looks like in the PC pics.
I have Discord closed right now because I have to have like 16 tabs open.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just didn't have it on here.
One of the things about a new game, I have a lot of shit I have to keep track of that I don't remember.
But he's currently in like his like inside wear, like just kind of like opening the door. So
are we going to this notice board, or are we just going to dilly-dally all day?
Well, I wanted to make sure Miss Gray was ready to leave. And yes.
Give me a second. And she like walks over to the one little empty space behind the board, and then she picks up is that rib, and like tunk, like one rib through the paper into the wall to hang up the notice there. All right. Ready now, yeah.
Oh, Mary. Flea, are you ready to go?
Always. Yeah. Let's go.
Spectaculous. Let's leave.
Roll me a perception check, please, just out of curiosity.
Miss Gray, do you want me to leave Moonin to watch the shop? Or is it fine with you?
You do remember to put the broom down instead of hiding behind it the whole time.
I mean, as long as he doesn't get into the peanuts again, I actually need those.
That's a good point. Yeah, okay, yes.
Around this time, another glass vial falls off of one of the lower shelves.
Listen, at least don't do the expensive shit. All right? If you're gonna fuck around, do the cheap stuff. That mold takes a year before it produces spores.
He just mouthed to Galen.
I should probably...
What were you saying, Cade?
Kate's just mouthing to Galen. The peanuts? He's like in a curious face, like, the peanuts? And just like,
What were you saying, Forrest?
I should probably change.
Too late.
Realized I am...
we could wait. Can wait for you to change and get ready. You want? You could even.
See? That is someone who is being kind to others, Miss Gray. A lesson we can all learn. And goes up
You
the stairs.
especially.
Oh,
She
goes
like
upstairs.
she kind of like kicks her foot out just to like kick a little dirt at him. Just
That was uncalled for.
So, as all of you step out of the shop, or at least Galen and Cade, to breathe less humid and less, well, more air. Waiting for Forrest to go get changed. You do see the shop owner across the street, currently setting up her little stall of fresh vegetables, corn, beets, carrots, potatoes. As she looks over at you, she just smiles. Oh, hello there, Cade! This nice little halfling woman, very stout, very jiggly as she waves, very sprightly, happy type of person.
behind Cade, she just sees
Gray. As a halfling,
Morning.
she is fearless. What's her name? Cade, would you have ever... well, I presume you probably would have picked up something. Her name is Mary Pinpop.
what kind of name?
Muted.
Pin Pop.
Good morning, Miss Pinpop. How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
No, you're not. Your left knee's creaking more than normal.
I have no problem with my knee whatsoever. And she, like, stomps her foot in a way that, Gray, you can tell she's doing it to, like, see if it's creaking.
I heard that pop.
Are you interested in some brand new ears? Just picked them this morning.
Mine worked just fine, thank you.
She holds up corn.
I'll be good this morning. I already had breakfast.
Well, what about your lunch? You're a growing young man. You gotta have plenty of extra nutrients to continue to grow.
You know
He's
what?
actually as tall as he's gonna be.
If you wait till after we finish the quest, I'll come by and pick up something for dinner.
Oh, questing man now, are ya? Did you find yourself a little team?
I gesture to behind me.
Oh. Well,
There
have
was-
a good day. And she just turns her back and keeps working, setting up her stall.
Yep.
Forrest probably comes down by now.
Forrest.
Yeah, he's in this bit of thrown together with robes. There is some like metal under it. This mixture of like dark purple with some gold kind of colors in there. Some black and a little bit of white.
Look.
The gold is very, very little. It's more like dark purple. That's anything. So, and he kind of
Also
comes
a
out with
royal
mask
color,
on.
though.
Oh,
Purple is the most royal of colors.
Yep.
I'm gonna need to switch this up.
Green.
That's even more.
No, it isn't. Purple is the
Oh, I
most
thought it
royal.
was. Oh, great. Well, I'm
Green's
keeping
actually
it.
natural, because, like, hey, we need to dye this cloth green. Rub it in grass. I'm not joking.
But yeah, he kind of comes out with his. He kind of like affixes something on the inside of his jacket and
Forrest.
stuff. Yes.
Can you make an explosion that makes a really big hole where I can bury a whole bunch of vegetables at once?
We could just dig it up. You could always just have someone dig it. I don't really see the point of wasting components to do that. But yes, it could be possible.
I'm gonna
I've
pretend.
been thinking of something. Yeah, it's very far in the distance, but reading through of moving Earth and like changing it into other forms. Yeah.
Let me know if you ever get that.
Hmm.
And then
Why?
you guys will have a
The-
free week.
Are we dealing with the organic vegetable woman across the
Yes.
street? Hmm.
They're
The
veg-
farms start moving farther away, and now all of a sudden we have regular vegetables and organic vegetables. Do you truly believe her when she says that so she can mark up the price here in this district?
I want to know what kind of.
Hello, madam.
Hello! She waves over at you. And then just
I want to know
snarls
what kind of
towards
pest
Gray.
control she thinks she's using.
devious and scheming. Never trust her. Just smiles and waves back.
You two are such good friends. So
She's and Gray's just like, all right, okay, yeah, I'm tracking.
So at this point, Gray, I don't see their name anywhere for you, but the person who works in your shop, who are they? Who works in
Longy.
the wood?
It's the it's in the third section, the little
Adulthood and
or the third
apothecary.
paragraph of the allies.
All right, I'm just gonna move his name to the beginning so it's easier for me to find.
Okay.
Longy.
Damn kid.
Longy walks around the corner. Nice, sprightly halfling folk with their ginger hair as they just like whistling on their way over, and they walk directly into your front shop. Cade. Galen. Ah, Forrest. You're alive.
Longy, do not go and touch any of my things. I remembered where everything was placed.
I have no interest in ever stepping foot in your room.
Fair.
Gray, so we have 3 orders in. I suppose you want me to get started on their boxes?
Yeah, if you don't mind. There's a notice hanging up.
Is it sanitation?
So I'm gonna go take care. No.
Really?
Complaints! She says a little too loudly.
Really? I would have thought it was sanitation. Okay. And he just wanders
Yeah,
into the back.
so,
I'm looking around. Is Felician out and about? Is he around here somewhere? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I'm in between you and someone else, just kind of staying out of the way, hiding.
So, you head out into the forest. Or, sorry, not into the forest. With the forest. Heading out into the streets and begin walking around. Now, Cade, you know where the work notice boards are in Found and in Parlor, but in Shisco, it's such a fast-moving place, it's kind of hard to, like, exactly know where it is, and nobody else in this party has done adventuring, I feel.
Of course, it has to go to the most spectacular, but let's look at the most important thing, and we'll find it there.
Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Yep. Save cake.
Gray, it's your call. If you wish to stop him as you're about to walk past the notice board and he's looking intently at shops.
top of the head, turn.
Oh, thank you, Miss Gray.
Mm-hmm.
You wander over there, and of course, the job posting board here in Paylor is, not in Paylor, in Shisco, is far less well-maintained aesthetically, because they really don't care about that. Most people who work here live here, and that's the life they want. However, it does seem to have a handful of job postings available for you.
Just looking. I hate when I do that.
So, we have 6 options right here, from what we can tell.
6?
6 of the main choices for what a appropriate value for the split between us.
I'm only counting 5 currently.
I was counting the 6. If you don't want to do the 6th one, we cannot do the 6th one.
Oh, out of game, I only count 5. Is there a 6th one?
There is not a 6th one.
Okay, okay, cool.
If we want to know the 6, we can ignore the 6. No problem. Okay, 5. We have 5.
Mm-hmm. You promise knowledge.
Yes,
I don't see how something in need for feet could be.
it could be esoteric knowledge. Not all knowledge could be good.
Is that your word of the day? Was that on your calendar?
No, the word of the day is something different. The word of the day.
Okay.
We could find out why the person needs the feet. That's knowledge.
See, Galen gets it.
It's just so it's just who needs feet? Are they going to make some giant like beast human centipede? I don't like.
Don't you want to find out? There we go.
Mm.
There's your knowledge.
I will point out the third sentence. No questions as to why.
Yes, it doesn't. We can't ask them any sort of questions.
You will ask questions the second you get there, knowing.
No, it literally says I cannot ask questions. So literally, I cannot do this one because I will ask questions.
There's one about an
Losing the 200 gold.
inheritance.
Could do the inheritance one.
Like that seems the most straightforward to
With
me.
clothes of green and bark of a dog, search me for the goods. A riddle.
I start patting his legs and boots. Just around, seeing if he has anything.
Forrest, do you have anything in your pockets?
Are you patting me?
I'm patting you.
What?
But not with any sort of rhythm, just like...
I have like my component pouch on me and my spell book.
Nope.
Wait, are
That's not
either
a
of
good
you
one.
an
He doesn't
urchin?
have anything.
What?
Are either of you an urchin?
Most likely.
Okay. Then you do have a little rat companion. Keep that in mind. It comes with the urchin
Oh,
background,
I
and it's
guess I
very
did not-
important.
Oh, it's very important. Okay, I was gonna.
Well, I mean, as somebody who likes to roleplay your animals, yes.
Oh, okay. Then I do have my right.
Frank.
I will find a different name.
Stud muffin.
Please let it be Frank. Please.
Stop.
Oh.
Me, I-
Actually, you know what? I will ask Biscuit, and if she doesn't mind, then I will do it. Frank.
Very
and-
well.
Frank jumps from world to world.
You think I am bound by tether? I am not.
Stud muffin seems to be wanting to beat one. Again, I'm assuming to eat them. I don't know why.
One does sound like a good old story. I feel like one of the ones from the books.
That would work. Cade, you never mentioned why you wanted to do this. Just out of my curiosity, why is it that you want to go on an adventure now? Are you trying to make a name for yourself?
Money.
Make a name for you and your family?
Money.
They have that.
There has to be more than money. I mean,
No.
a fairly smaller, noble family.
Nope, just the money. That's the only reason why I'm adventuring. And no other reason.
Insight check.
I mean,
Same.
feel free to roll, but he doesn't have to answer.
Yeah, he doesn't have to answer. Okay,
Remember?
Yeah, I forgot we
True.
could do that
Just,
against each other. Yeah. I'm not gonna roll, but yeah.
That's up to you to believe
There's-
him or not.
Okay.
There's like one eye just like and she does not hide it at all. Just
Interesting.
judging.
Since Cade, I feel like, since you invited us on this, you having input on what we do would be important, yeah?
Well, no.
Since you are the leader of our brigade, I don't even know. Are we really a group? Not really.
Ooh,
we're just kind of
sushi.
together.
I was.
Oh, for one.
I'm counting how many of my puns you guys miss.
Oh.
No. I will say I'm impressed, and something pops over my head.
What if we do this all at once? Can we take more than one?
Well, there's no taking. There's inquiring, or there's do it and show up with the 100 feet.
Cade, can we take these all? Just start taking the wood off.
Free wood.
Free wood. Listen, if we would have to inquire about all of these, yes, or we go and deal with these. Now, we have to probably figure out the troll's den.
We could do the trolls den, and there's probably more than just trolls there, so that could lead into the 100 feet. And if we do the 100 feet, we could also do the sewers are notoriously keeping creatures that will have feet we could use. So we could do the trolls den into the sewer.
And there's some really rare stuff that only grows in and around sewage.
Yep.
Also, I have an idea of what this clue might be, with clothes of green and bark of a dog.
rough.
Thank you. Yes, Felicia.
Ow.
Maybe it's a certain tree that grows somewhere. Clothes of green, bark of a dog. So,
Dogwood?
like a dogwood, maybe.
Awkward.
Yes. Yeah.
That'll be it.
Search me for the goods. So maybe it's in a dog. Is there a dogwood important around here? Gray, Cade.
Is there?
Flea, Gray, and Cade. All three of you roll me a history check. As you're the only
Ooh.
three that really travel around town or have been here long enough to maybe figure it out.
I keep checking you for the goods, but I don't. Find
I was wondering.
No, you were not.
Oh,
So Cade and Gray. I mean, there's not a dogwood that would be terrifying. But inside of certain places, they do have wooden sculptures, and there might be ones of dogs. Or, I mean, there's the dog walk that has a bunch of trees in it. And then there's also the Ferdon area of the Shisco district, which is filled with a bunch of the dog folk. So yeah.
That one's gonna take some more working on, I think.
That one in the passing. I said the big three, at least what I am preference towards the troll, the feet, and I can't believe I'm saying this, the sewer. But
It's who you're with.
I know. We can do the sewer. The sewer will be fine.
I can just cast prestidigitation on your upper lip for you if you were too worried about scent.
I always liked you the best.
That's just so I don't have to hear you complain. But
Well, at least you're very loud. Yeah,
this is true.
I'll accept that.
But if we do the beats, we could go to a banquet and meet more people.
It could be fun. Would you
Intrigue.
Why?
like to go meet more people?
Gray, if we go to a banquet, there will be older people there that are closer to their time.
And food. Food.
And food. Very good, Felician. Very, very good. Food as well. Good food.
not
Beats.
for you, Stemuffin.
Well, but I don't know why you keep calling me that, but
The puma just looks at you, Flea, and doesn't care.
So we're feeling towards the beats at this time for the first quest.
Oh, I'm just throwing ideas out. What do we all feel? Let's take a eye for the first one, for the goat in the troll's den. Who feels good about that? Let's raise a hand. Yeah.
Personally, that would be the most glorious quest.
The trolls. They have interesting things.
Listen, I only have enough materials to really kind of heal you guys right now.
Oh, you heal people.
I'm not.
I thought your thing was just about decay and everything else. That was not meaning to be.
It's one or the other.
I guess that's very closed-minded of me. You could have done much more than just one. Yep.
Yeah.
Why would we need to be healed?
A troll, if it smacks you, you're dead.
Felicia, when another animal attacks another one and kind of mauls it up a little bit, kind of like when a bird comes down and yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Wait,
that would
what'd you
happen
just say,
with
Flea?
us.
What'd you say, Flea? I didn't hear that part.
Like and then I have to fix the animal that's hurt.
Oh, when you said fix them, I thought you were doing surgery on dogs in the street, being like, "All right, you're done. Take out some of that testosterone, boy." I was very concerned about your
That's
skill
hilarious.
of expertise.
I
Did I
wish
fix
I
him?
thought about
It's
that in
like
my background.
it's It's like it's wounded, and you're just like, ha, no more babies for you.
You were
Snip.
weak. Natural
Healing word.
selection.
I'm guessing there's only 2 for the trolls. Okay, how much?
I guess the food. Well, yeah, whatever.
Felician, which one do you like?
Which one do you like, Felicia?
Oh, so many things to choose from. I think trolls are fine. Foods, yeah, trolls. They've got food.
I suggest the flooding. All the rest could end up with the combat, and we should get used to each other first. Or maybe the feet. Actually, the
Can any of you fight?
Oh God, no.
Oh, I thought we were just gonna go find the goat.
Galen, hold that sword. That's new number 5, and it might take care of number 4 in the process.
Pretty well acquainted with duels. I can do a decent fight.
Galen,
Is this duels with
looks to everyone and
rules?
whispers, "No, I can't."
As in every fight should be.
With the goat one, Felician, I know you have a wonderful goat call. We don't even need to go into the cave. You could just kind of like yell it out there and potentially just call it out.
Cade, I fully expect you to walk into your first combat of this campaign and start trying to lay down rules as your first action in combat.
Okay,
There'll
so
be no touching of the face.
No
Cade
attacks
pulls out
of
a
the
red flag.
coin!
Aiden pulls out a red card. Red card.
Regions, no attacking while the enemy's back is turned, of course.
As you're turning your back and walking.
Start
It turns around to talk to us about the rules.
explaining the etiquette.
False start.
Fireball.
There has to be an etiquette to it.
You know what? The goat sounds fine to me.
So you guys want to start your first mission of this game, going after a troll to save a goat.
Yes.
Very well.
It's in character.
Yup.
And it's in Shishko, so it's here.
Well, Drawl
the
is in Shishko.
Drawl Quran.
It's actually
Drawl.
Karen.
Oh, no.
Draw Karen.
Oh no.
Draw Karen.
All right, so you have 1 out of 2 of my puns so far. So, you all look at the name and think to yourselves. And Gray, you know exactly who this person is. You see, there's the Karen family in particular. They're a clan of dwarves that kind of run the community watch, community outreach programs.
They run the HOA.
Yeah. And every time you try missing one of these meetings, the Karens are always pounding on your door, trying to get you to show up, as you are obligated as a homeowner inside of this territory to do so. And Drawl was one of the people who actually hosted this meeting the second time you ever showed up to them. And you have to admit, their cucumber sandwiches were shit.
Too much mayonnaise.
Possibly.
Because it's a Karen.
Raisins for some reason.
Ugh. Why did Karens put raisins in everything? You know what? Actually, I'd love to go see the Karens with you guys.
Just like you getting back at them because they always go after you, you being the manager of the and owner of the business.
Am I that transparent?
No. I think it'll be good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I foresee this meeting
Get
going.
back at them.
I foresee this meeting going perfectly well.
Well, actually, if I do get in their good graces, if I make a complaint about some organic vegetables.
And you call them the Karens.
Or we can have them help.
Or I could get away with destroying the organic vegetables. I'm in. Let's go. She just.
And you all follow Gray to get.
Could I have been jotting down all of these things, like the names and the?
Absolutely, yeah. If you would like to.
Yeah, just so I don't have to come back to the board.
You're really poor, so you're reusing paper that you've already used previously. So if you would like, you could use that children's book that you have to write it down.
I'm sorry, Felician. It was a great book. I already read it. It just start writing in there.
You're a very good reader.
Spare parchment.
And while he's writing it down, I'm going to talk to Stun Muffin and give Stun Muffin one of my good berries. I have 7 left.
Stud Muffin will eat the good berry and kind of like.
It's okay. We'll find you something better later.
You get clean up after.
But I'm speaking in animal.
It tilts its head, very confused.
Oh, it doesn't speak animal.
And then it looks back at you, Galen. What the fuck is he saying? In perfect common.
I have no idea. Just don't eat what he gives you, please.
Too late. It tasted like shit.
You don't want to eat what I give you.
I never do. I learned that one last time. Felt like I needed a lot more sand.
Listen, rats are much less destructive if they're given hallucinogenics.
I have many questions.
I feel like that would be the opposite.
Well, you see, if you give them the high enough dosage, they just kind of fall to the ground.
Oh, so OD the rats. Gotcha.
But
don't kill them.
Don't kill them. I mean, they've got their own thing going, but
I drank some of it for Gray previously. It's fine, Kate. It's fine.
You know what?
You're right.
I don't want to know. I really.
You still haven't told me about that trip.
Oh, I was just coming up with random things, throwing components together. I don't even know what happened. It could be a really good thing to make a new spell one day. But in the meantime, I'll keep practicing. I hope you don't mind if in one day your house may explode. But it's good. Testing.
I would mind that, actually. And
don't worry, I'll mend it.
He's very good at mending. I've seen it.
Good at them.
Like every player that's like, can I mend the cart back together? It's in 2 pieces.
But anyways, so you continue following Gray until you make it outside of a row of what do you call them? Catering shops out here. And as you are walking through, Gray, you are trying to remember exactly which one was Drawls, and then you remember the Live, Laugh, Love hanging sign right outside of the shop. Yep, that's Karen. That's the Karen family crest.
It's not a whale.
That and the coach symbol.
That's it.
You walk over there and you just hear crying from the inside.
I turn one of the gears on my mask just to help shut out some of the crying.
Draw? Is that you?
Yeah. Who's
Is it
that?
about the goat?
Oh, I miss her so.
It's Gray. I noticed your...
Who's Gray? You hear them walk over and they open the door and they look up at you and go, "Oh, you."
Yeah, me.
And all of you see this very short, incredibly stout, blonde-haired dwarven woman with a braided beard that goes down halfway to her chest, and her hair that swoops a little bit to the side in front, but the back is super short and spiked upwards very gently, in one of the traditional Karen styles.
I saw your post about the goat.
Are you gonna help me?
looks decayed.
We're interested in taking up your job offer.
Wait, I thought since we were such good neighbors, you would just do it for me.
Well, Miss Gray would be most.
I'm sorry, was I talking to you?
You are talking to him.
He did gesture to me to speak, Miss Karen. It's quite rude of you.
Excuse me, you think I'm rude? Do you know who I am? I handle all of the catering for the major parlor events.
And we are most gracious for your services. You must work so hard.
Of course. I work like 6 hours a day.
Oh, that actually is very hard work.
I'll tug
nods
on
in agreeance.
Forrest's pants. What's catering?
He's actually like, wait, that actually is hard work.
For Cade, yeah. Ooh,
Yeah.
6 hours. Ah.
Well,
And it was so sick. I gathered a group to actually take a quest, so while Miss Gray would be most ecstatic to do it for free, we have many groups who need to accumulate wealth. So that's why we're taking up your job offer.
What to be expected? Always trying to extort us little folk. Trying to take advantage of us. Why? Because I fall on hard times? I have to pay for it? I mean, that's ridiculous.
if
Flea just looks
anyone
up at her.
That is how the
You
world-
are about 1.5 feet shorter than her, yeah.
It is sadly how the world works. If it could be different, I would change it for everyone.
Bitch, do you want to help or not?
How dare you? Wisdom save, Galen.
Uh-oh.
I just.
Okay. She begins going on a 10-minute tirade, yelling, screaming at you, wanting to know who the hell raised you, who the hell you think you are, and explaining in in-depth detail who she is. And this entire 10-minute sequence, everyone else kind of like backs the fuck up.
I
not
cast
wanting to be
blind.
there.
I cast blindness, deafness on myself. I
I was about to
deafness.
say the same thing. I cast
Just-
deafness on
Nope.
myself.
Yep, I cast deafness on myself.
We're just like, no.
Yeah.
I'm doing that peak thing my mother taught me of how to nod at certain words and pretend like you're paying attention.
Mm-hmm. And at the end of it, Galen, she begins actually taking a breath for the first time in that 10 minutes, and you just blink at her unfazed. You beat the DC of the Karen natural trait.
Wow.
Belittle and berate. They can do this once per short rest.
Innate spellcasting.
Yeah, of course.
So,
All
are
Karens
you,
can do this. It's a family trait.
do you want to pay us to do this, or do you want us to leave?
If you can find my darling goatsy and bring Dolly back here, I'll pay you
How much?
25 gold.
To fight a troll?
Well, nobody says you have to fight it. You just need to get Dolly and bring her back.
From
Yeah,
the
we're just-
troll cave, Miss Karen.
Well,
We're
Den,
just trying to get Dolly back, that's all.
yeah. Bring Dolly back.
What if we put it like this? If we could get Miss Dolly out doing the troll, any troll involvement, and it's nice and easy, we'll do 25 gold. But can we add expenditures for if we have to fight the troll for necessary danger?
No, it's not my fault you don't know how to do your job.
We could just not do it.
Do you
And
want you to go in by a troll?
No.
No.
Fine, 100 gold. Just bring Dolly back, but I need her here tonight. I need to start making more cheese.
Where is this troll den at? We shall make post haste.
It's over in Shanti's Rim. I see, like, when Dolly wandered off, One of my friends was down there. She's been in this really nice relationship with a local sailor down there. His name is Enrico or something like
We
that.
really don't need to know this.
It's
Yeah.
important details.
Give, let her talk. He's actually nodding.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Gray's just blinking. Mhm.
Dating Rico, the sailor.
Yes, and she said, well, actually, she told Marcy, who then told Alan, who then told Tower that they saw Dolly out there, and it was being brought into one of those what do they call those warehouses that was overrun a while ago by a group of wandering trolls that decided they wanted to own property, and apparently they bought it, but they've been hoarding everybody's goats ever since.
I'm trying to think of the. I'm just saying, in character, the legality of being into a warehouse that's bought by somebody and taking one of the goats. What's the legality on that?
The legality is people don't want to fuck with trolls most of the time. And also, this is all hearsay. I mean, if you want to report this to the proper authorities, you're not getting any payment. So,
Is there a way to insight whether she means trolls as in monster trolls versus trolls as in people that
who
are
fuck
trolling?
with you, go ahead and roll
Yeah.
an insight check.
Yeah, I was just about to ask that.
Kay does not understand.
Oh,
that.
Forrest, you don't hear shit.
Oh yeah, good point. I don't hear anything. I should have taken observant so I could cast deafness on myself and still tell what they were saying.
But doesn't that defeat the point?
No, because I don't have to hear it.
14.
doesn't have to hear it.
She seems to be trying to express something monstrous and hideous.
Okay.
But that could be people given the type of person she is.
Right. I'll start tapping in a rhythmic pattern on Force's leg.
So, after she gives you all of these details, and like I said, I need Dolly back tonight, preferably before I have my nightcap.
We can try our best, and we'll keep you updated on the situation if we require extended duration.
Well, for every day past the first one, I'm going to deduct 10 gold. It's only fair.
And every 10 gold we lose, we cut off a limb.
No, Galen. Sorry about
You
my
would do that to Dolly?
So sorry about my
I
companion.
need to alert guards. I need the guards to. No, he threatened my Dolly, and like the guards won't care, but she's
so-
looking for them.
It's
You
fine.
threaten us.
Galen. Can we do it for 5 gold, and we'll do it quick? But it probably will be nosed in.
He does bring up a valid point. What if the goat is eaten? If this is a troll,
If she's eaten, I'm not paying you anything.
Fair play.
seeing as you don't get Dolly back, yes, that was the inquiry on your listing.
I think we should get 25 gold right now just for going to do it. I don't trust
No.
this lady.
How do I know you're not a hooligan? Just trying to take advantage of
That
poor
is-
little old me, huh?
That is true. Galen does look like quite a hooligan, madam.
You can entrust it upon my personal honor that I will not deceive nor betray your trust.
I'm gonna
Oh,
cast,
good. You'll get paid at the end.
I'm gonna cast prestidigitation behind Gabe as he's like makes him glow a little bit as he's like,
Our goals. You can clear upon my personal honor.
Well,
As what
Good.
says, I will do that. Yes.
Fantastic. I'm still reporting you to the Lotus and the Ludency. Sorry.
that's
Just know if we don't get our money, if we bring Dolly and we don't get our money, we're keeping the goat.
How dare you work with such a barbaric individual? She looks at you, Gray, and you can see the discontent, but you're very used to it. You have no idea what she's saying still.
Oh no, I have the observant feat. I know what she's saying.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yep.
I work with him because he helps get the job done. So we better go ahead and go do that. I don't want
Fine.
your
By the way, are you going to be at the meeting in 2 weeks?
I will do my best to make
Don't worry,
it.
I'll stop by and remind you. And she closes the door.
Please don't get
Like
arrested.
pulls on her ear and like undoes deafness.
Galen, please don't get arrested again. Please.
I thought I was bad with people.
She is frigid. No, she is very frigid. You don't want to deal with her.
What a bitch. I'm sorry, but that was the funniest part of this entire
Listen, bitch.
I was out of nowhere too. I was like, oh.
Galen is not Gabe, apparently.
Why? You don't think Gabe would have said that?
No, I feel like Gabe would have like, oh, I have to protect N. Like,
Yeah.
It's true.
I know you're very frigid, annoying, generally annoying to be around.
You hear from the other side of the door.
Listening to us.
Let's go.
We do need the job, and it would be good for us.
Gray is like
And now you all start
physically
Yeah.
pushing.
Moonen's gonna land on her door,
woman-
right above her door.
The woman listens through the keyhole.
After we get about 100 feet away. Mr. Galen, sir, you've been arrested?
Yeah, what about it?
Just what was it like? Not the jail, just the being arrested part.
I'm scared that this is for a reason.
Many reasons. I'm trying to think of which one.
Just get yourself arrested sometime. You'll find out what it's like.
Don't follow that advice. Don't follow that advice.
Was it fun and exciting, or was it like scary?
I keep thinking Gabe. Galen just gives him a hard look and then just keeps walking.
Kate is looking at Galen like, please don't entertain the idea to get arrested. He's looking at Galen. Please don't entertain that idea to him.
So anyway.
I'll look at Forrest. I'll ask him what he was wearing later when it happened.
That works. That'll be an interesting thing to know.
I am very concerned with the fact that you're like, so when they grab you really hard, is it like yeah.
I don't want to waste another spell casting deafness on myself again.
But anyways, as you all walk off and start heading over to Shanti's Rim in order to track down this troll den to hopefully save Dolly, this is where we are going to be ending the session, today. Yes, it is a short one, but it is a session 0, just to feel out the ropes. And when we come back, everyone get ready to enter into a warehouse. So, players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. I hope you all had a fantastic time. If you like this little bit of content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and maybe hang out with us and play with us again later if you join our Patreon. But anyways, we'll see you all around. Take care and goodbye.